places.
This would happen to me today.
I have my shout out locked and loaded. My shout out is ready to go.
All right. Hello and welcome to the final six tribal council for Distortion Survivor Trials of Raw. And we will start right away with Julia. Julia, can you explain to the viewers what the comp was? And for the viewers at home, it was the Loved Ones challenge. So explain the comp and how you feel to have one immunity with your loved one.
Yeah, so oh my god, my contact. Me and my darling boyfriend, Fred, played the newlywed game. So did everyone else in their loved one. And I thought we did really bad, but we tied with Eric in Eric's situationship. And then I won the tiebreaker and I'm very happy. Obviously, had my name written down a couple times last round. So always good to have immunity, especially at this stage of the game.
We'll move to Eric. And is my internet cutting? Can you guys hear me?
You were muted.
It just got really quiet after Julie answered that.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
Eric.
We'll move to Eric, as Julia just mentioned. Oh my goodness, give me a sec. Sorry, it's cutting. Okay, Eric, as challenge, how are you feeling now that you are? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, I guess. I'm really tired tonight. But yeah, I mean, I'm a little salty about the tiebreaker question. And then I could taste the immunity. Well, I was also shocked. I was like, we got 8 out of 16, right? And then I was like, fuck. And then I saw Julia's face pop up on the Zoom. I was like, wait. Um, but I mean, would definitely be feeling better with immunity, and who wouldn't? But I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be in the room.
All right, we'll move to Danny.
Will we?
Now, Danny, at the last tribal council, you played needed. Oh my God, Grace.
Sorry, I what?
Benji,
Idea.
one of you, please.
On there.
Hello, I'm back. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes,
Yes.
Devo, we can hear you.
All right, give me a sec. Sorry, I have to use Grace's since our internet is ass. Anyways, we'll move to Danny. Hello, Danny. So at the last tribal council, you played the Pyramid of Isis. It was not needed, but coming into this tribal council, are you nervous? Are you excited? How are you feeling coming into this one?
I'm generally nervous every time I come to tribal council. And I only played the pyramid last time because that was the only time you could play it was Final Seven. So I figured why the hell not? Yeah, I'm nervous. There's only 6 of us. One of 5 of us is going home. So don't love those odds.
Right. We'll move to Kat. Now, Kat, Danny brought up a very interesting point. You guys are at the final six. You're only so many steps away from the final tribal council. Do you think with the numbers going down, do you think the group has become more talkative? Do you think everyone knows what they're doing tonight, or do you think it's going to be a big ball of chaos?
Uh, Talkative? No, no, no. I think when the numbers are going down, it's less talkative, honestly. So, but it is what it is. I think everybody has fought hard to get here. I think everybody in this final six deserves to be here. So, like, I'm proud of all of us. So, no matter what happens tonight, whether it's going to be chaos, whether it's going to be whatever, I'm just happy to be sitting with these 5 other people. So, that's what I got to say there.
All right, let's move to Brandon. Now, Brandon, I asked this question a couple of times at the beginning of the merge, and I haven't asked since, but it is nice to hear. But you guys are down. There's about to be another juror that walks into the Ponderosa. What are the thoughts about jury management? We talked about it a little bit in the beginning of the merge, but I want to ask on a more of an end game aspect. What are your thoughts on jury management? What the jury you think is expecting?
I mean, it's a good question. I think that there might be some people that have the luxury of being able to think about jury management, and I think there might be some people who are a little bit more in a seat than others. I feel like if anybody who's not blue gets to the end, they're probably going to win. That's kind of my 2 cents. But also, I've not really had like too much of that luxury today. So time will tell, my friends. Time will tell.
Right. And Austin, you get the such fortunate pleasure of answering my favorite question. If you had one word to describe how you feel people will react to tonight's vote when the final vote is read, what word would you use?
Cleansed?
Cleansed. Okay. Do you care to explain, or is that just one word and that's it?
You told me one word.
You did? I did. I did. All right. All right. Let's ask our general questions. Raise your hand if tonight you feel is the night that you will be getting your torch snuffed by me. All right. 1 hand, 2 hand, 3 hand. All right. 2, and then. All right. And Grace, you can ask the last one.
Alrighty. If y'all were to compare this round to anything related to Egyptian culture, what would it be and why?
Me,
I'm hearing
me.
myself echo right now.
I finally have an answer. Guys. This round has been like Egyptian culture because my one-on-ones are as dry as the Egyptian desert. Thank you.
This round, I've thought a lot about the Egyptian gods. You got different gods have different powers, abilities. They come from different areas. Some are the sun god. You've got the air god. You've got the god of death and war and whatnot, right? I think that the closer that we get to the end, especially this round, I think some of the gods' powers might be coming out.
I'm so glad you guys are learning about the gods at Final Six.
We got there. You just gotta have hope. You just gotta have hope. Have faith.
I never know
I need to
how
watch
to answer
more
this question.
Stein episodes.
Yeah, yep. I was gonna say. I'm just gonna say Sphinx. I don't know how to answer this question. I never have this entire game.
The look on my face when they asked at the first tribal council, I'm like, I can name you like the pyramid. That's it.
Well, you know what? Progress. That being said, if anyone has any pre-vote advantages or anything else they'd like to say, now would be the time. All right, it is time to vote. Please go to your prod chat and either bump it or submit a vote. As well, we are live in the VL, so if you want to make any shout outs, now be the time. And I'm going to give Grace her phone back.
Shout out to Mikal Bridges of the New York Knickerbockers basketball team. Spectacular D, immaculate D, best D in the world. Nixon 4, baby.
gonna shout out Nate for being my loved one in this challenge. We lost, but go team. Good effort.
Shout out to my boyfriend who's not watching. Thanks for not knowing that I didn't have a middle name. I've known him for 5 years. Yay.
I'm gonna shout out Derek. He was my loved one. He did not know my middle name either, but that's okay. I still love you, Derek.
And also shout out Fred. You did that, King. And then also shout out Coach, who was going to be my original guess, but I thought he would be bad. When we did the questions after, he actually did better than Fred. Snaps it up for Coach. He's a real one.
Shout out Paul, who helped me with that last challenge, and we're launching merch. Hold on. Feel free to get your merch after the season.
Shout out to my nail tech who broke up with her boyfriend of several years last night and still did an amazing job of my nails while she was crying. I did ask her if she wanted to reschedule, and she was like, no, I need the money. I was like, oh, okay, girl.
I like it. I like the nails. They're cute.
Shout out Julia for knowing that the prod intro video is 302 seconds long, if anyone was wondering.
Shout out to
Shout out
Julia
Orders and
for
Steps.
watching the prod intro video.
That was the
No.
tiebreaker. What the?
It was
That's
the captains. So
Oh,
like
okay.
me, it was like me, Adam, and Karen. I thought that was gonna be the tiebreaker for that like first merge challenge. So I just remembered it. And it happened to be this tiebreaker.
I literally answered it as 7 minutes and 42 seconds. And Seb goes, that's not in seconds, Eric. So it's wrong regardless. I was like, okay.
Could you imagine if it was 7 minutes and 42 seconds and you would just like
You just got it wrong.
I would have freaked the hell out.
Shout out Mackenzie. Shout out Tony. Super Jake. People. Shout out to my AP Stats class taking their AP exam tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Lucky them.
I hate stats so much. It's the reason why I don't have a PhD.
Austin, what's your average score with your classes for AP Stat?
Last year it was a little bit above a 2,
Bam.
which is second place in my school district. So
damn, you go.
yeah.
The stats-
AP classes and taking the tests. I remember the time.
My AP stats class kicked my ass.
I didn't take AP stats. I chose AP calculus over that. Woo!
It kicked my ass too.
I
They
chose
both-
to skip class and not do any of that nonsense.
I dropped math my senior year. I did do AP Psych and AP Environmental.
Ooh, I love AP Psych. I took
AP
that.
Psych was so fun.
Yeah,
I
it was
would-
Wait,
great,
I
but
want
I
to
had
shout
to
out
retake it
Austin,
anyway.
Texas, and Matthew McConaughey before you do anything else. Thank you.
Alright,
Shout out to the
alright.
timeless Mike Jones.
Shout out Timeless Mike Jones. Thank you.
All right, I have the votes, but first, if anyone has any hidden mini idols or advantages and they'd like to play them, now be the time to do so. All right, votes are locked. When I read the final vote, that person will have just a couple seconds to say their goodbyes and leave the Zoom. First vote. Kat. Second vote. Eric. Third vote. Kat. Fourth vote. Eric. Fifth vote. Kat. And the sixth and final vote is for Eric. We have a tie. Here's how this is going to work. I'm going to set a timer in the Zoom for 5 minutes. There's no PMing. You guys will discuss out loud what you guys want to do. From there, you guys, after those 5 minutes, you guys will revote. If it ties again, you will have no time to renegotiate. If it ties again, the person with the most votes, a cumulative that is not in the tie or immune, will be getting eliminated. So with that, let me get the timer. If my Zoom will ever cooperate with me. All right, and your 5 minutes starts now.
I mean, I didn't hear from anybody today. I knew the votes were coming my way. And Eric,
I just don't want to lie to you. Like I thought we both knew where we were at, and I just felt there
I
was no
mean,
like
that's fair. That's fair.
that's just where I was at.
I can respect that. Thank you. Eric, I mean, I don't necessarily want to say anything bad about you, but I want to stay. So I'm gonna campaign for myself and say I feel like I really want to stay.
No, you got it. I totally get it. Um, I mean, this is a long time coming. I obviously would love to stay. But I don't really know what I can say. Um, Kat, love you, girl. Oh shit, my computer's about to die. Hold on.
So who voted for Eric? Just gonna
So
like
I'll say right now, I heard that there might have been a little coup to flush my little friend, and I am gonna I'm not gonna be changing my vote. So I voted for Eric. Eric, great job,
No,
good job.
no. This is
I'll
But
just
I'm not gonna be changing my vote.
Danny, you're
Austin, I would
muted
love
if
to see you
you're
not go home.
I said I voted Eric too, and honestly, like I just think that you're way too much of a jury threat. Um, and I'm just gonna put it out there that like I only have one vote against me. I wouldn't be the person going home if the vote ties.
Yeah,
Austin,
it would be Austin. You would be
you would
going
just go
home
home.
yeah. I
automatically.
mean,
yeah.
Austin, we're kind of fucked because I feel like they're just gonna stick together next round. So like that's why I wanted to get Kat because I felt like Kat and Brandon were much too close. And it scares me going into any sort of final five
And I
situation
got
I
having
mean,
scared.
look,
I
look,
No,
we
got
can
scared
say,
straight
hey,
exactly. No,
no, no, no,
exactly.
no, no,
And
no.
but
we know
Here's
that we can't
I'm
trust
allowed I'm
Brandon
not
anymore because he
I'm
chose
not
to
like
do this. He put me in this terrible position.
here's the thing,
I found
Austin
out
and
about this coup to
Julia.
flush the idol. That's the only
I,
reason why.
I'm not trying to attack. I just want to make that clear. I feel like we're getting
Here's the
heated
thing, we're
already.
not
Like
the only ones that are close, okay? Like if you guys can say we're close all day, I mean, I
yeah,
think there's more people that are close in this game, obviously. So
yeah, and that's fair.
Well,
I
for what
don't
it's
think that has any bearing on this vote.
Brandon, I'm not trying to change your mind. I know you're probably you are locked in. I knew you weren't gonna go home. But like we would have evened the playing field.
Yeah, I
Well,
get it. Full respect. I get it. I get
yeah,
it.
no, but like I knew you were gonna stay. So but Danny, I totally understand the jury threat. I mean, I knew I wasn't gonna be, no one was gonna be like, I'm gonna bring you to the end because that jury is quite literally a jury of my peers, minus Lynn's probably. So totally get it. Um, I'm honestly just, well, I mean, I'm not going home yet. Wait, will I have final words still?
Yeah, you get to stay final
Okay,
words if
well,
you get
I'll
voted out.
save that for if I go. But yeah.
Austin,
Like
I saved you once in this game. I don't necessarily want to see you go here if they're
I have
locked
no
and staying with
choice.
me.
I have no
yeah,
choice
I
but
mean
to change my vote. Like that's
yeah,
really the reality of the situation. If I don't change my vote, then I go home. And Brandon knows that.
And I didn't want you to go home.
Sorry. But I mean, I feel like I've been pretty honest in my game. Um, for the most part, unless like I really was in the corner, which I was a lot of the time towards the beginning of this. Um, but like the people that I've talked to, like I was being honest, which I feel like is like countable, dependable on. I don't know.
I mean Eric, like I think it's just reality of the situation. Like Austin is going to flip.
No, it's chill, Austin. It's chill. So how should we fill the rest of the 22 seconds?
Just vote. Just
Just
vote.
vote, just vote. I know it's gonna be me. Just vote.
Vote. Just vote.
Well, I've always said if I'm murdered, do not prosecute the murderer because they caught me slipping. It's my fault.
All right. Time's up. Everyone on mute and submit a pre-vote. Again, Eric and Kat, you cannot vote. Everyone else, go to your project. All right, I have the revotes. Nothing can be played, so I'll get straight into them. First vote, Eric. Second vote, Kat. Third vote, Eric. Fourth vote, next person voted out of Distortion Survivor Trials of Raw, and the sixth member of our jury, Eric. Eric, if you have any final words, now would be the time to say them.
Well, I had a lot of fun. It was nice meeting everyone. Thanks, Prod, for having me. I literally thought I botched that interview with you. So I was surprised to even make it on. Nonetheless, make it this far. This is my first org. Who else can say they had both tribes throwing the challenges during swap for me? Literally, who am I?
We never threw, Eric. We just sucked. Okay. We
Well,
didn't throw.
but so yeah, I'm happy to made it this far. My friends got picked off one by one. It was a long time coming, but I'll see you guys on the jury and the next person to come on Pandorosa.
All right, Eric, without saying too much, I could rest assure you your interview was amazing. We were very glad to have you on this cast for your first game. I'm very glad you chose us, but unfortunately, the tribe has spoken. You may leave the Zoom.
Bye, y'all.
And with that, congratulations on making it to Final 5 of Distortion Survivor Trials of Raw. This next challenge is non-live, so you will set up a time in your prod chat to do it, but you do not have to be on call. Everything will be within your prod chat. I will be sending out tree mail in just a couple of minutes. That being said,